happens. Just going. Alright, let's go with that. Already found a match, goddamn. Oh, damn it, that loaded thing took a second for some reason. Alright, what do we got to work with? 2 mech kits and a toolbox. The numbers ain't making me feel confident in this team. Kind of feel like I'm regretting my work to detail and just started. I don't like the numbers. Don't like they're also on PC people, or at least on our best Epic Game Store. No, I'm not trying to imply nothing, because we don't know anything yet. I'm just saying the numbers don't fill me with confidence. Numbers don't fill me with confidence, Mason. Alright. Let's just see what map we get. I'm sure everything will go fine. Everything's just started. What offers we got? Alright, no map offering. Alright. So it's up to RNGesus to decide what map we're getting. Let's just go. Still don't like them numbers. I don't trust them. Alright, so we're about ready to load into the match. What map we getting? Corner off the bat. This is good fortunes. What am I worrying about? This is good fortunes. Alright, I got Lethal Pursuer. What am I doing? Okay. Got some.
Playtime is over.
Don't you dare cling right there. Alright, let's go over there. Fang's over here. Place got a stack off of Fang. Old of you. And dumb of me to not use my power on her instead. Scourge right here to work with.
Just getting started.
Alright. I literally just left. What's this do? Yeah, screwed that one up, Meg. Tragic. Happens to all of us. Don't worry about it. Happens to all of us. Let's go. What's the little thing on the screen? Sorry, I don't know anything about the Meet Your Maker event. I know it's happening, but I don't know any details about it. Don't know what that thing on the screen was. Let's see. Let's just check here. It's already here. Gotta be in one of the lockers. But again, if we put it on the lockers, I'm pretty sure I hear her. So what am I doing? I'm freaking projectile SBC people on when we unhook. Why didn't I just use that to see where people were at? I'm being dumb. Oh, So almost here. They're there. I was worried for a second that wouldn't count. Let's try.
Expected more from you.
Good effort. People on that gen right there. Alright. Man, Gray does not care about healing at all. Get rid of this. Get rid of this too. As far as only one gen has gone out so far. I effed that up badly. I'll jump to the other side. I ran off entirely. Guess I'll go check on the gen first real quick. Nope, still regressing. Oh hey Megan, how you doing? What brings you here? Those awkward movements have me convinced that Megan is a bot. Not gonna lie. No E. Get you on the hook.
7 minutes is all I could spare.
Go with that hook in the back. I need more information. That gen looks like it's going faster than once before. It is going faster than before. Oh. Good effort. Alright. Press this. Ooh, didn't make it. Oh, thought she doubled back for a second. Oh, not dumb. Oh, no, a mistake.
Too bad we won't make it much further.
Good effort, though. Good effort. Doing good. Get you on back on that skirt truck. Let me go back also to the freaking farm gen. From the barn gen. That's what I meant to say. No one's working on that one. They're working on that one as I speak. Oh, that's like that wasn't up. Wasn't up. Damn it. Just make a good distance. Meg's trying to get away. Nope.
You disappoint me. Is that the best you've got?
Still freaking that hook. I'm not stupid. Oh, sure, it's dead. I just wasted the hook, actually. Damn it. You didn't even leave. You thought they weren't dead hook either. So we're both making mistakes here. Alright. Oh, boil over. Nope. Get you on this hook over here. Good effort, though. Real good effort, though, Kate. I like that. MVP over here. Alright, that's still broken. I said I didn't count hitting K. I would be baffled. No balance. Bro. What was the plan here, Fang? Ooh! Off the record play. That's the plan here. Nice. Not nice enough.
High performance indeed.
Let's see if ain't no guy unbreakable. Got you on the close look immediately. Can you blow over? Oh, there she is.
I'll see you dead.
She on the hook as well. And get this last kill. Someone tells me enough power struggle. I knew it! Nice! Oh, I just missed her. Gotta wait for the BT to run off. I'm definitely getting you up first. Nice. Nice attempt. Definitely the best idea to pick you up last. Got you on this hook. While we're putting in work.
You will not live to see the dawn.
Oh, that's the glyph. Right, I was looking for. That's what I was seeing. I messed up. Should I get the glyph? Oh well. I got my daily ritual done. Anyways, GG's to that team. They did real good. Freaking purple hair K MVP of that team. Did damn good. Alright. On to the next match. So what we have this time. Alright. Got a little figurine, nice. Long till next match. And I even got fifth sentence. That's just a lot of survivors waiting. Okay. They went Leon. They went Ada. Are you gonna go too? You gonna go too, Yui? Nope. Skullmaster, alright. Only got a toolbox and a flashlight. Better embrace those flashlights because Killer Burn is... Why are they removing the freaking flashlight interactions with survivors? Like, why remove the Killer Burn? Why remove the crows and the hag trap thing? Like, come on. That's a fun thing. I know before I went and found it weird how only 2 killers had Killer Burn. That wasn't me trying to say we're gonna get rid of it. That was me hoping to do more with the system. Do more with the items and trap of killers. I gave flashlights an extra purpose. That was nice. And now they're just removing it. Now they're just for blinding and nothing else. Still got toolboxes that can break hooks. With all those help repair gens. That's nice. I don't really think there's anything else you can really do with a med kit other than heal. Well, again, you can heal yourself or heal someone else, so... And that serves a dual purpose. But come on, why remove the flashlight interaction? Like really? Huh, only a few killers use flashlight interactions. We should get rid of it. No, keep it. Nice thing. Makes this more interesting. This is more fun. Either that or sadistic. I love using flashbangs against rapes. That too. That's just a weird thing. Granted, not being able to remove Hag's traps with not needing a flashlight, I feel is good, but just keep the flashlight interaction on top of it. Like have one bigger, faster option. Just have a flashlight. Like don't just remove flashlight interactions. Do more with it, not less. Do more cool things. What offerings we got? We're all getting blood points this match. Nice. You love to see it. You'll love to see it. What will the map be? Huh. Larry's Memorial. Alright, I can work with this. I should be able to work with this.
I shall release Ouroboros.
You finally said the line. Yo. Hey, what's up? Decided... Well, it's mostly because I started reading info how people are talking about the DDoSing and went, wait, their streams kept going into being DDoS? If the stream keeps going, I mean, it's not a DDoS. So I was actually started going, is the DDoS reports true? Or are people not knowing what a DDoS is? So that's why the title of the stream was just, let's just see what happens. If it's a real DDoS, the entire stream should be taken down because DDoS affects your entire internet. If that doesn't happen, well, that's something else. And it would mean behavior was right when they said they find nothing wrong according to their side. And that perhaps people were just a bit too quick to judge them. Although the fact that some people are pushing it to the point of people creating quote-unquote intention making false narratives, that's a bold claim to be making. Oh, they learned from their lesson. I wouldn't say it's BS when I'm testing it, but it's the fact that I've seen clips where streamers say they got DDoS, but if the stream is still going, that's not a DDoS. A DDoS sends so much information to your router that it basically kills your internet. So if the stream keeps going, that's not a DDoS, that's something else. If you're only getting kicked out of a match, that's a different issue. A DDoS will take out your entire internet. And plus, if a hacker has your IP, why would they only DDoS you when you're live playing Dead by Daylight? They could DDoS you whenever they want. I really missed that. Yeah, I won't say it's BS while I'm testing it for myself, see what happens, but if you're only getting kicked out of the game, then it's not DDoS. Well, I mean, either way, it would be a hacker problem because someone will have to be shutting down your internet. But I'm just saying that if the issue ends up typically being that you're getting kicked out of a match, but not your internet, that's not a DDoS. A DDoS will shut down your entire internet. I just left. Goddamn. It's life and death. Do people take this good so seriously? Yeah. But yeah, just the fact that I started seeing clips of, I think it was Scott Junn saying that people were getting DDoS, but his stream was still going. It's like, if their internet still works, that's not a DDoS. That's something else entirely. Like, someone has made a theory of what could be going on, which is someone could be doing something to the server to make it say, oh, this person disconnected. I've seen people actually get a DC penalty for being disconnected, which will make no sense because you actually get your internet shut down. But then again, Armando had sometimes where his internet gets completely shut down, and all of y'all are here. It's like Smash Bros. Everyone's here, and he was being smart, hiding out in the open. Not enough out in the open, though. Huh. It just depends on how it's being done, because if it's just, oh, I got kicked out of the match, that's not a DDoS. That's something else. God, I think I've heard that name before. He has some beef with some British guy. Yeah, Armando actually told me they apparently had some beef with, I think it's like True Talent. They had some beef, but Scott John is just DVD content creator like True Talent is. But it's the fact that Scott John generally uses the example of footage where fans kept going into his lobby, and he said they kept getting DDoS over and over. But if they're really being DDoS, then their internet would go down. I've seen one person claim that a DDoS killed their computer, which makes even less sense. Because why would a signal being sent to your router kill your computer? So something's not adding up, is what I'm trying to say. That's why I decided, screw it, let's just see what happens. Streamer drama is so cringe. I mean, does it help that I'm finding out this info from a different DVD content creator who basically makes nothing but videos about streamer cringe? But the fact that the way they present the info is like, they're so up their own butt about it. I mean, there's drama over any game, really, you could say. But granted, the DVD is purely competitive. Could be that. That's why some people take the game too seriously when they lose. Yeah, this one's like DVD. I mean, Call of Duty Warzone had its own drama because of hackers, because of how hacker happy that game was, where they would just casually have flying cars. Some other games haven't had their issues. It's just probably more what circle you're in. It's like how people go, but my community is so positive in this. It's like, you can't see anything, so you don't know. It's like how people say, oh, DVD community is so awful and toxic. It's like, have you seen the good people, the nice people who are just chilled, relaxing, doing things, doing charity streams? So it's just based on your perspective. It's based on whatever you see. It's like I've seen. Oh, you think it's comp? Like I don't know if around. I've never run it. I mean, it's just a fact. No, just the fact that this game is competitive, and by sheer fact of having competition, people gotta be more competitive. Why you have people who DC or complain, Survivor and Killer did X, Y, or Z thing to win. When it's like it's just a game. Whenever anything becomes competitive, it becomes more serious. I mean, I told Armando how people take Mario Party seriously because players have the ability to screw each other over and nothing else. If that option wasn't in the game, people would get so mad about being screwed over by their friends when they lose. But to him, Mario Party is just a casual, fun game. He doesn't understand why people mauled over Mario Party matches. Like, I played an entire game with him and two other friends, and dude's just chilling in the background over Mario Party, and the rest of us are molding whenever something bad happens and someone else benefits. And to him, it's just ridiculous. Like, I told him how it's weird how in Mario Party, he realizes it's just a game, you don't have to be mad. But when it comes to Dead by Daylight, he'll sometimes get completely angry about things, despite the fact that it's like the same thing. It's just a game. You don't have to be so angry about it. That's like also people have the theory that the recent patch news that they put out with the changes that are divisive, people think, oh, it's to make the game more competitive. Like, I told Armando how Mario Party is the quote-unquote friendship ender, and he's like, why? And I'm like, the commercial for Mario Party 1 has Mario getting arrested. What happened to my cousin, the rest of volcanic, while I was chilling, giggling. Pretty much. And for me and DBD, for Armando, I'm chilling and giggling while he's losing it. Meanwhile, meanwhile for Mario Party, it's reversed. Get a stack from that. Oh, try to give her a little smack. No, couldn't do that.
Seven minutes is all I can spare.
Serena, you can't point us out of my face. Well, that's why we keep trying to point us out of my face. Yeah, they're far away or they're healing far away. Games are weird, man. Exactly. That's why you have that quote where it's like, it's only game. Why do you have to be mad? At the end of the day, yeah, things are only a game. You have to be mad. But if it's a competition, people seem to think more it's about, oh, it's affecting my pride, I'm gonna look bad, and whatever. I mean, you have that infamous quote from Ninja about Fortnite, where people like, it's just a game, you have to be so mad, and he's like, you think it's just a game, then you already lost. And it's like, what kind of caveman mindset is this man having? Ooh, nice body block. Real good team over here. I missed that at the last second. Tragic. The truth is, I don't know if I used that phrase right. Give Persona a try, I heard that line. I mean, Persona is more of a different sense of true self. Without Persona does things. What caused the results? Like, yeah. But I think Persona is more of a... It's really more about self-discovery, but the line freaking... I am thou, thou art I is referring to when they get their personas. And the idea that there's like a an aspect of them. More like freaking metaphorical, metaphysical aspect of themselves. And depending on the game, it's kind of different how it works. But generally the same thing of, this is basically a part of you, or like another aspect of you. How the people get them is different, because in P1, they essentially go P1 and P2, they essentially just they essentially do the equivalent of like Bloody Mary. And then they gain the ability to use their personas from essentially this entity called Philemon. In Persona 3, they essentially force out their persona using an evoker, which looks like a gun, because the idea is you're causing your body essentially the stress and facing the fear of death in order to awaken your persona. In P4, it's about facing your true self. So in that game, the characters face their shadows, which are essentially negative aspects of yourself that are blown up, like they're like hyperbolic. You should not take them like literally. But if they can face that aspect of themselves, then they can conquer it, and that'll become their persona. Because a person's shadow, aka a piece of themselves they kind of repress, is also their persona. Difference is, one aspect you're able to control it, the other one you can't. In P5, which is generally most people's first Persona game, it's through a will of rebellion. It's through the will to basically go, F all of y'all, I'm doing what I'm doing. Other VODs, some of the PC Persona stuff, that recent one look intense, to give a serious shot. If you mean Eternal Punishment, that's like a very old one. The reason I did that because Persona has a weird history with its releases. Persona 1 came out in America, came out on the PlayStation 1, and in America, they made it Americanized, not localized, Americanized. They removed all the Japanese aspects. I want both 2s, I'm currently on 3. I mean, yeah, also the fact that Persona is one of those franchises that changed over the years. Like, the aspects people like in 3, 4, and 5, which are social links and more social aspect, are not in 1 and 2. So, Eternal Punishment was amazing. I'm glad you say that because it's my second favorite entry, but it's my favorite plot and characters in the series. But generally, the first 3 games don't get much. Generally, don't get much.
I shall release Uroburu.
I don't want to say credit, but they generally don't get much representation because they're overshadowed by the later 3 games, which are 3, 4, and 5. Because there's two Persona 2 games. But they generally get overshadowed because 3, 4, and 5 have these social elements. For a lot of people, they like these social elements in the Persona games, which is not a problem, it's their preference. But for some people, if a Persona game doesn't have that, they get upset. We're not a fan of JRPG, but goddamn. Hilarious people say that because Armando was also the biggest fan of RPGs for a good bit, and he didn't even want to give Persona a try until Persona 4 Golden came out on Steam, and he gave it a shot. That became his favorite one. So sometimes it's just give something a shot, and you like it. I mean, like how the man told me he didn't like strategy games. And he played Fire Emblem, and now he likes Fire Emblem. But yeah, generally the first 3 games don't really get that much representation, either from the fan base or from the developers themselves.
Is that all you had?
Like we had an anniversary for Persona, like a year ago for 25th anniversary, and they did not do much with the first 3 games. They used them for merch, which I appreciate. I like to put on merch.
7 minutes
But
is all I
that's
can
about it.
spare to play with you.
Once they didn't have to use them, they had to use them. And they announced remasters for 3, 4, and 5, which is, you know, nice, although 3, 1's kind of divisive because... it's a mystery. I think it's something shot you're not liking. 1, Dead by Daylight, because I actually played Dead by Daylight before on PS4 when it was like free for PS Plus. When I first played it, I played 1 match as Wraith. Me and the survivors had no idea what they were doing. And I honestly hated Dead by Daylight when I first played it. I had no idea what I was doing. The match went on for like 20 minutes. I got a 4K on my first ever match. If you could believe that, because no one knew what they were doing. We all just had no idea how to play the game. And it took like 20 minutes. I was just kind of bored with how long it took. It took me years to eventually give PvD another shot. Another one is actually Persona. I actually played a different Atlas game, and then after I played that game, I'm like, I want to try this Persona. I want to try Persona. And I tried Persona 3. Persona 3 is still my favorite entry in the series. It's also my first one. Well, technically second one. I tried Persona 1 first. But my favorite entry, my first one I beat. It became my favorite one. Because many things, just give it a shot, and you might end up liking it, you might not like it. I generally nowadays give a lot of things a chance before trying to shut it down. Hey, Armando, how you doing? We're kind of talking about you. We were talking about you and how you mauled at DBD, but you don't maul at Mario Party. Now we're talking about Persona. Now we're talking about Persona. But yeah, the release schedule comes to Persona games, freaking... Persona 1 came out on PS1. It was Americanized by Atlas USA. And I mean Americanized. Like they changed characters' ethnicities, kind of Americanized. Innocent Sin came out on PS1, but it did not come out in America on the PS1. They skipped it and went for its second part, Eternal Punishment, to release on PS1. Then, eventually on PSP, they released the remaster of Persona 1 and 2, which was better. Meme on a DVD couldn't be, right? Right, like you haven't been writing the Discord, but hit behavior as a trash developer over and over, as if it were your new catchphrase. Buddy, what you think you're doing? I was too greedy with that. Kind of just like about Japan games, sometimes region locked. Yeah, that happens. I mean, Japan's also had that problem in reverse when it comes to stuff made in the West and they come to there. Like, they had to wait a long time for Batman Arkham Asylum to come to Japan. Like, imagine a game like, why? Oh, simple. Popularity. They don't feel like certain games will be liked overseas. I mean, we had an entire period in the 2000s where game media would insult any Japanese game for the fact that it's Japanese, and they think it's weird. Like, Persona was, like, SMT as a whole was bashed for being, oh, this weird franchise. Like, Persona 3 was literally called the game that makes suicide cool by Western outlets. So it's like, nah, you can see why. They want to take a risk. Hell, it's why even games like Catherine, freaking with Ultimate Atlas, if people bought Catherine, basically guaranteed that Atlas would release more games globally. Even Armando here didn't know how long releases for Atlas games would take. Like, he thought they would come the same day as Japan in the West, and I'm like, no, we would have to wait months. I told him how, like, that's why you have such a release date. It's like Persona 5 Vanilla on PS4 and PS3 came out in Japan in 2016, and the West had to wait until 2017. Persona 5 Royal came out in Japan 2019, and then came out in the West 2020. Persona 5 Strikers, and by this point, Persona 5 was a big name series at this point. Had to wait until freaking an entire year. Where did that Dwight come from? What the? What? Why didn't I? Oh, okay, why didn't you grab Dwight? Fuck. Wait, that's far enough distance for the body block me. Dragon Ball Heroes Advances. Game, product states 2019. Yep. So, play the PSP version, PS1, so play the PS1 version. You can play, for Persona 1, you are better off playing the PSP version, because the American PS1 version not only changed a lot, it also removed, like, half the game. So, in Persona 1 is unique, because it has two plots. By that I mean there is a main plot, Sebek, and a B plot called the Snow Queen quest, which, according to Persona 2, both stories happen, but it had two plots, and one of them was removed when they released the game on the PS1 in America. Like, you can actually try and freaking cheat the game to activate the quest, but it would be on local. It would still be in Japanese. So playing the PSP one is more preferred, though it is infamous because they changed the soundtrack. They changed the soundtrack to be more in line with Persona 3, which was a hip-hop theme with the soundtrack. Really, it popped. Really, the healing popped right that very second, and it completely changed the soundtrack to be like something like Persona 3 fans, because Persona 3 was becoming a bigger thing. Problem is, the music doesn't fit with Persona 1, because the way Persona 1 is structured is not the same as Persona 3. Plus, the tracks are like very short loops that can get annoying very fast. But yeah, when it comes to the PSP versions, they're generally better versions. Though some would give flack, like Innocent Sin in PSP has a difficulty problem. But again, Innocent Sin is a whole difficulty problem. Eternal Punishment PSP is easy. I played both versions of Persona 2 and Eternal Punishment. The PSP version is easily the way to go with that one. It is so much better. So it's coherent? I'm okay. Essentially, yeah. Persona 3 has 3 versions, technically 4 if you count the remaster. There's Vanilla, which shouldn't bother with. There's FES, which has story content that is not in any other version of the game. And that story content is important, by the way. Portable adds in a playable female main character. She's pretty nice. She's pretty nice character. But it removes the extra story that was added in the FES version, which means you're missing out on an important story. Which is a problem if you plan to play some future Persona games. You thought. Yeah, I'm current FES. Like, FES has a problem where you don't control the characters, they're controlled by an AI, and you just use a tactics menu, which may despise that aspect. I think it's fine, and it works. Then there's the end, because we're about to square up against Nyx. You blaze through these games goddamn fast, Persona 3 is an 80-hour JRPG. Blaze through the Persona games faster, goddamn. Like Armando fast, for all things considered. Can I say Junpei is a homie? Yeah, Junpei is a homie. And I've seen people that despise Junpei. And I'm like, nah, Junpei is a homie. He starts off bad, but he gets better. He gets better. Junpei is a homie. And Junpei is definitely a homie. He's not the best homie, because the best homie is in Innocent Sin, which was with Ikachi. But Junpei is definitely a homie. Okay, thank you. I gotta type. I want to type in the chat, please. Good luck, next match. Get positive vibes. Oh, yeah, 2 septic aging users. Huh. Right then. So Persona 4 has 3 versions, one of which is a remaster. There's Persona 4 Vanilla, and Persona 4 Golden. This is where the splits start getting more complicated. Because many will say play Persona 4. Actually, you know what? Just play Persona 4 Golden. Like, I prefer the original Persona 4, but that's just me. Persona 4 Golden has more content. Granted, I don't like the new content. That's how my head's on my 2-week vacation from work, so you already know what's gonna happen. But yeah. Persona 4 Golden is the way to go, especially since like 20 bucks on all platforms, so it's easily the easier one. I like the vanilla Persona 4, which came out on the PS2 better, but that's just me, and I don't want anyone to hold to that, so you can just play Golden, since it's the easier one to get, to play, to just buy and play. Persona 5 came out on the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4, and then they made Royal. What's confusing you? Confusing me? What's confusing to you? But yeah, Persona 5 Royal. I heard there are like multiple versions of Persona 5, so I'm like, yes, there are multiple versions. The one you ideally want is Persona 5 Royal, but hear me out, because where it gets complicated. Don't worry about P5X. Don't worry about P5X. P5X is not even out yet. It's a mobile game. Looks to be Chinese only mobile game. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. What you want is Persona 5 Royal. But, and there's a very important thing. You want P5 Royal either ideally, if you have the console, either on the PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series S/X, or PC. You want those versions. Those are the remaster. You don't have remaster in the name in America, but in Japan, they are called remasters. You want those versions. Because those versions come with all the DLC P5 Royal had on PS4. So you want those. Oh yeah. And Switch. Don't forget about that one. And the Switch version too. So Switch, PS5, Xbox Series S/X, or PC. Those are the versions of Royal you want. Because then you'll have all the DLC. Well, almost all. They actually removed one DLC, which people assume is because of could be offensive towards certain areas, though it's inconsistent on how that works. But there is one DLC missing, but don't worry about it. It's not anything major. All the DLCs are mostly costumes. But those are the platforms because you will see P5 yeah, on an Xbox, and yeah, then you're good. Because you will see P5 Royal on PS4. Do not get that version. It is basically obsolete. By the fact that Royal came out, got remastered on other platforms, it's basically obsolete at that point. There's 3 Elodis here. God damn. Seriously, good. Your girl P3, that shy girl, FR. None of you two can remember Chihiro. Her name's Chihiro, and she is the Justice Arcana representative for Persona 3. You can't say best girl when Yuko's right there. I'm just saying. Say best girl, Yuko's right there. But yeah, when it comes to Persona 5 games, you'll see another game called Persona 5 Strikers. That game is a spin-off that is also a canonical sequel. So Persona games are weird, where they will have spin-off games that are full-on sequels to those games, but in different gameplay genres. So for example, you have Persona 4, then you have Persona 4 Arena. Arena is a fighting game spin-off, but it continues the story of P4. For example, Strikers is an action RPG spin-off of P5, which continues the story. F Yukari, she's so annoying. Don't say that to P3 fans, they will kill you because Yukari is a very divisive character. Yukari is very divisive. There's people who love her, there's people who hate her. I'm on the fence of, she's kind of good. Like, I understand people like her, but I understand people hate her. You know, got balance. I got stuck. I got stuck on that. Why?
You disappoint me.
She
Is that
thought
the best you've got?
She thought I wouldn't be able to reach that. Yeah, for 4, you just want the one called 4 Golden. It's around. It's on Xbox. Then 5 Royal on Xbox. The other ones. Dude, how many rounds does Nyx have? Do you want me to tell you the answer? Or do you want to find out? Is that rhetorical or literal? I asked, is that a rhetorical question or a actual question? I can tell you the answer right now. God damn, Shen's popped me. Lola, what do you think you're doing? Now let me find out. Okay. Let's just say Nyx is also a divisive final boss in Persona games.
Performance indeed.
I've seen many streamers fight Nyx. I have seen them lose their minds to Nyx. I lost my mind to Nyx.
Just getting started.
What's the order doing? Get over here, Fang. Drop the pilot, Fang. Oh, she didn't drop the pilot. I missed her. Fang, why'd you drop the pilot now? I'm a bit late for that, no? Gotcha! Let's get you back on. Let's get you on that hook. Silly, trying to run from me. Also, all I will say is, good luck with the answer, because the answer is also very divisive. I only think the answer is half good, and the good half I feel is the second half. So the first half's gonna feel like a slog, but it is way shorter than the journey. I'm gonna take a billion of years Spartan tournament. Look, I do. You want to ask me about someone to eventually think about Persona fan? I am a Persona fan. Question being, how'd you feel about the characters of P1? Because the P1 characters generally get the most flack I've seen. When people say the worst cast of Persona characters.
Is that all you have?
Gotcha, Fang. Nope. Gotcha. What's that? She's not about to stick around here. Okay, she's already gone. Get you up. This is so loady, I swear. What is wrong with this Elodie? At this point, fight is just go for the last one at this point. Cause, my God. Speaking of for the last one. Even when I try to pick up, get him a chance. Millie runs in front of me. What are these people doing? What actually is the plan here? I haven't seen that in a long time. No balance, you're doing that. And you go right down in front of the... Okay. Very weird team, to say the least. Well, no, we all know you love the P1 hero. Also, for reference, while the characters don't have names in their games, they do get names later down the road. So, for example, Naoya, what Armando put, is the manga name for the Persona 1 hero. People generally go by manga names because generally the characters don't really have names until spin-offs. Like, for example, the P4 hero is called Yu Narukami in the spin-offs. There's a lot of give people a chance. Ah, get over here. Odie, I can dance around this all damn day. It's your pal on the floor and on the hook. I can spend her all damn day. So yeah, the P1 hero has this Persona 1 only spin-off is a cell phone game, is a Japan only cell phone game. He doesn't have an actual canon name, so people either call him Naoya Todo, which is from the manga, or they call him Jihei, which is from a spin-off light novel, where he is not the protagonist of it. Maki is the protagonist of it. Oh, it's Kane Nanjo. Most people just call him Nanjo, not by his first name. I was confused for a second. I don't know what's going on, Armando. I'll tell you that much. Like I said, listen, there's a ton of Persona games that never came to the West, but they're generally, at this point, like literal cell phone games. I don't mean iPhone, I don't mean like touchscreen phones. I mean they're freaking flip phone games. And yes, they're all canon, but they don't really matter in the grand scheme of things, so who cares?
Too bad you won't make it much further.
Yeah, there's a bunch of Persona spin-off games on phones. But since they no longer exist, it doesn't matter. Like, Aegis has her own spin-off prequel game, for example. It's like, just stuff like that. So it's basically considered lost. Yes, it's basically lost. Well, not gonna say forever, because Atlas will work with a company that's been releasing these. So another SMT spin-off is called Last Bible. And then they had this cell phone games called Last Bible Gaiden on flip phones, and a company was actually hired to put those games on Switch and PC, and you could buy them. They're just not translated. They're just still Japan only. But for the Persona games, they never re-released. But if they can re-release freaking Lost Bible, there's a chance they can release freaking the other ones. There's a chance. Law. What's the law over? Okay, I'll just go law. Let's do. I can follow the crowd. 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 I'm good. Sure, copy GD, right? So as boom, as boom, my dude. Okay, we gotta be a boring AF. Those would be taught to let people die on first hook. Not so fast you can't tell us we're bringing it back, we can't even play. Looking right to that part. Why, thank you. What the hell was even that? Oh, that was something. That was entertaining, to say the least. I still got my add-ons. I got plenty of my add-ons. I'm doing fine. I'm doing Gucci. Games. So I'm talk about. Oh, speaking of which, Since you're in Persona 3, how do you feel about the combat shift with the shift in direction for the series? Like how P1 and P2 were basically paid as mostly as dungeon crawlers, but P3, as you see, and will be the formula for 4 and 5, are going to also include social aspects on top of dungeon crawling aspects. That's something I have to ask Ape Master. How do you feel about the shift? Because many people, of course, like the shift because Persona is more popular than ever. But some people don't like the social aspects. I have issues with parts of it, not the whole thing. If he's reached that part, freaking, then he has reached peak Persona. Because for me, my favorite moments, a favorite thing about Persona has to be the next boss fight to the ending. Yes! Yes! You're at it. You're at it. You're at my favorite part of Persona. Yes, you're at my favorite part of Persona right there. The fight with Nick to the ending is my favorite. Yes, another satisfied person. I still see people who don't like the P3 hero, which is fine, they don't like him, but they say, oh, freaking, they don't like him because he's a quote-unquote, like, even Armando didn't like him at first because he was some emo depressed loser. Even Armando didn't like him at first, but Armando loved him by the end. Also, for reference, to go over the canon names of all the Persona protagonists, P1, there's no canon name, but people just use Nagatoto. P2 for Innocent Sin is Tatsuya Suo. For Eternal Punishment, it's Maya Amano. Persona 3, it's Makoto Yuki. Persona 4, Yu Narakami. And Persona 5, Ren Amamaya. Although most people just call him Joker. Since, the game already gives you a name to call him, which is his code name. So most people just call Joker, Joker. Even if the P2 games also have their own Jokers. Hell, some people don't like calling the P3 hero Makoto because P5 has a character named Makoto. Even though, what does that matter? The P3 came first. Who cares if there's two Makotos? P4 is a character named Yosuke, and P1 is a character named Yosuke. So, it's whatever. I just like how an entire match with survivors molding. Meanwhile, I'm over here just gushing about Persona. Beautiful. It's beautiful. Yeah, we got to the point where he just lifts one finger up in the air and just does the Great Seal.
You can't hide forever.
That's what Armando said. Armando said, why is this game so good? Ooh, I am tempted to show you the footage where Armando just says, why is this game so good over and over? But I can't show that yet, I gotta show the ending. So once you reach the credits, then I can show the footage. But even Armando in the chat, even he reached enlightenment when it came to freaking that moment P3. Where did she go? Oh, she jumped back. I'm a fool. Get you on the ground.
7 minutes is all I could spare to play with you.
Oh, and also, fun fact about Persona 3. If you actually use a game shark for cheats, then Mitsuru and Fuka will actually yell at you for cheating. Which is just a fun thing they added in, or if you actually start cheating, then they actually get mad at you for cheating. Like Mitsuru says, how this guy's gonna execute you. Fuka's like, cheaters never win. Like I said, Makoto Yuki, I forgot, the female protagonist in P3P, her name is Katone Shiomi. For the longest time, she didn't have a name. There you go, Michaela. Sword 4 and 5. Sword 4 and 5 go downhill. Oh no, don't go downhill. As I said that 3 is my favorite. The best one is obviously subjective. I think 3 is my favorite one, but 4 and 5 also have their own good qualities. Like, I feel like Persona 5 easily has the best dungeons and combat as a series. And Michaela too close to the stun. Yeah, don't go downhill. Like, I have my issues with P4 and P5. Like, I don't like the story in P5, and which sucks for me because the story in P5 is the fan favorite. But justified the outlet story of P5. Some people like the. So Royal has its own extra story called the Third Semester. Me and Armando do not like the Third Semester, but most people do. Most people love the Third Semester. They love the villain, which is good for them. I'm just not one of those people. So yeah, once they go downhill, it's based on what you like. I just think Sealing Nyx is basically the peak of the franchise. Like, when it comes to the conclusion, for me, P3 does the best conclusion out of the franchise. P5's conclusion kind of gets more sloppy because the Third Semester takes place after the end. Here's the thing. When it comes to the extra story, P3's extra story is essentially a side campaign, which you can do when that takes place after the main story. P4's extra story takes place during the story, so it's nestled in between. P5's extra story takes place after the game is done. It is a new epilogue story, which for many people doesn't mesh well as an actual ending. And it feels like it should have happened earlier, but there was no place to really put that kind of thing that they were going for. I'm going to see what Nathan about school and nothing happened. Remember, you erase the Dark Hour. You erase the Dark Hour, your memories of the Dark Hour go away. That was the whole thing where Ryoji's like, hey, if you kill me, you won't even know, you won't even acknowledge the end of the world. So to you right now, it's like the Dark Hour never happened. You have no idea it happened. Also, fun fact, here's a hilarious glitch that people for years thought was a joke, turned out to be true. So, did you do the social link with the freaking TV, with the freaking TV shop guy, Tanaka? He's one of the social links you can do at night. Did you do his social link? I need to know, this is very important for this hilarious glitch.
You disappoint me. Is that the best you've got? I'll see you dead.
This team's doing very well. I forgot that glyph. First, let me smack this. Oh, so here's the thing. Tanaka has a social link that you can only do at night. You need to activate it by first. You need to do the Hermit social link, which is the MMO game, up to a certain point where she will mention someone that hangs around at the mall at night, which gets Tanaka. Here's the thing. There is a glitch in Persona 3 where if you activate Tanaka's social link on the last day of the game, like on the last playable day before you're locked into needing to go fight Nyx, the game will bug out and will actually skip to the next day, the next playable day, which is actually what you're doing right now. So imagine if everything you just did with Nyx just got skipped. That is an actual glitch in P3.
You will not live to see the dawn.
It's a hilarious glitch that was a rumor in the community for years until someone showed it was actually a real glitch. People lost their minds when that was real. We all thought it was just some dumb joke. Oh, here's a question. How did you feel about Shinjiro's fate? To best put it. I should go up and press string gens. What am I doing? They did my boy Shinji dirty. I liked him too. Funny thing is, despite his fate, they actually gave him an entire moveset all the way up to like the level in the 80s where he gets final attack. So they did not even cheap out on like him getting a full moveset. But coming back as a voice was so cool. I had to tell Armando that was Shinjiro. He didn't realize at first that was Shinjiro. I'm like, who's not here right now? And Armando said he didn't want to cry that night. It's a please stop. Oh, I'm gonna show that footage after this next match. See if I can find that. Should be able to. Get Joe real quick. No pop here for the use. I'm not looking at that window. Third, alright, let's do this. My eyes popped out. So here's a tragic thing. Persona 3 got four films to tell the story. While the films are well regarded, they made this one drastic change, and I don't know why. Okay, so when fighting Nyx, you had the theme you had the remix to Burn My Dread playing. In the film, they removed that and instead replaced it with Battle Hymn of the Soul. And it's like, why would you use that for the final moment? Nope, you don't make that. Also, for reference, when it comes to the channel, the Persona 3. So this is the thing with the Persona Let's Plays on the channel. Persona 3 was done before I got Armando on board for Persona. Persona 4 was done before Golden Remaster came out, and then when it came out, it came out midway through. But I still did just develop Persona. So I did Persona 3 and 4 with a different friend of ours. Persona 1, 2 Innocent Sin, 2 Opponent Punishment, and 5 Royal is me and Armando doing the playthrough. And the reason Royal is just a highlight reel is because I couldn't be bothered to use all that pointless dead air footage for the playthrough. So that's why it's that portrays like a highlight reel, but there are some points where I do just show full recordings. Don't know how to feel about that. Oh yeah, what the music change from Burn My Dread Final Battle to Battle Hymn of the Soul. I just saw one on YouTube who re-edited the scene to instead be Burn My Dread, and it's like it's just way better. It's just way better with Burn My Dread. Let's see. Then you got to the other point. Oh, what are you currently at? Where's the footage? Okay, got the footage. That was an effing journey and a half. Have you reached the credits is the question. Okay, how do we get this showing on? OBS. Desktop. Source. He died and the credits are playing. Yup. Congrats on also actually getting that. Most people don't realize that the main character actually dies. Whoops. So let's go with that. Let's see if this is showing. Alright, here's the question. Can y'all see the desktop? Can y'all see the YouTube video that I'm about to start playing? I'm about to start playing this. Because this is going to be Armando's reaction to the ending of P3. And I've done desktop capture in OBS, so I don't know if it's working. So I'm waiting in the chat for someone to confirm, because OBS says it's showing the desktop capture. Do my mic on, right? Yeah, I got my mic on. Yeah, alright. So this is Armando's reaction. Vader reached destination. Well, what happened now?
We absorbed all the hope of the universe.
Well, not the universe, of your friends.
Yeah, he's about to fucking stand there with like some menacing aura. Yeah! Let's fucking go! Why is this game so good? Why is this game so good? Yo, can someone explain to me what the fuck happened after this game? Like, why is this game cool? And then, like, the other ones aren't cool. Yeah, we don't speak of 5.
Also, for context, he said that in this recording. That was when he was not liking 5. I'm pretty sure Armando actually likes 5. Actually likes P5. He just wasn't feeling it at the moment because of the plot.
Like, don't get me wrong, I like 4 as well, but like, this game just keeps on fucking impressing me.
You ready for peak Persona?
Peak Persona.
Hit it.
Oh! This is some Super Saiyan shit! Get him down to the last HP!
Wait, look at your skills. Look at your skills.
Look at my skills?
Yes.
Oh!
Great seal. Requires 999 HP. At least the power with you to seal next. But you only have 1 HP. What are you gonna do? Try attacking it.
I'm overwhelmed, Caddy. Give me a moment. I'm overwhelmed.
Give him strength. Take my life if you must.
Spirit Bomb! Spirit Bomb! Please, God, I can't take it anymore.
Raid
Please.
attacks.
I wanna cry! Why the fuck is this game so good? Why? Ultra Instinct, motherfucker! Bro, I'm gonna cry. I'm legit gonna fucking cry.
No, he's not alone. I won't let him die.
That's right, Junpei!
All right, let's do this.
He said, alright, let's do this.
Who said that?
Myself?
No.
Who said that?
Who's not here?
No, Caddy, I don't wanna cry. Caddy.
Who's the party member we had that's not here anymore?
The guy that died.
But is cheering you on from the afterlife?
I'm not trying to cry, okay? I'm not trying to cry. Don't do that to me. Oh my... Why is this game so fucking good?
Oh, now that you reach credits, now I can also show the footage of Armando reacting to the credits of the game. Not the credits, but to the ending. Got that footage. There we go.
There's the legend himself! The fucking goat! Bro, name me a better Persona protagonist. I'll fucking wait. Name me a better fucking protagonist than Makoto.
You want me to name a better protagonist from Makoto? Want me to protagonist from Makoto? I can't!
Exactly!
Makoto and Kotone are the best Persona protagonists.
Oh my god, I'm dizzy.
There we go.
Nah, this is some fuckery. I don't buy this shit for a second. I fucking seen Evangelion. I know this stupid shit. You can't fool me. I know some fuckery's going on here.
What makes you think this is fake? This is reality. This is a fact. You don't
No,
remember.
no, because he's trying to remember some shit. All right, the other guy said I don't look good. This is some fuckery. This is some fuckery. I know it is. This fucking game did this to me again. It's like in fucking P4. When I first started that shit, I was like, oh, Marie looking kind of cute. I'm gonna go after her. And then after that, a complete 180. Wait, Yukiko, hold up. Yeah, no, I'm not okay. Hitoshi, I'm not okay. This game is fucking with me. What? I fucking knew it.
Knew what?
Fucking knew it.
Knew what?
He died.
What makes you say that?
Yeah, as if it's not self-evident. As if the fucking music you just told me the theme of this song isn't self-evident. I fucking knew it!
I didn't want to ruin it. I didn't want no one to ruin nothing.
I know, you tried. I know, you fucking tried hard when Andy was like, oh, Dorkwood, you told him to shut the fuck up. You tried hard saving that. I was like, I fucking knew it. He died. That's why he's not in this fighting game. And you're like, no, he's on vacation. He's on fucking vacation. You tried your goddamn damnedest to save that shit. But I knew.
For context, freaking the P3 characters come back in the Persona 4 fighting games, and Armando questioned where's the P3 hero, and I had to lie like a dog. I had to lie like a dog so he wouldn't realize something was up. And it only partially worked, as you can tell. My butt lied like a dog. I lied like a dog. Yes. With the Persona 4 spin-offs, Persona 4 Arena and Persona 4 Ultimax, the P3 casts come back and are playable in those games, except obviously the P3 hero, Shinjiro, since they passed away. So he went, why isn't the P3 guy here? And I had to make up an excuse. I had to lie. It's still on Wesker? I thought I changed that. Oh, it is on Wesker. Huh. Whoops. Oh, Persona 3 is so good. But the question being, once you finish your Persona journey, oh, mind you, there are also other spin-offs like Persona Q 1 and 2, which are both 3DS exclusive games. You don't have to play them because, I kid you not, they basically make the excuse of their canon, but the characters have their memory wiped by the end of the game. They're basically crossover games. They're basically time travel crossover games. So that way in PQ1 is a crossover between Persona 3 and 4, and PQ2 is a crossover between Persona 3, 4, and 5. We didn't even get to a match! We didn't even get to the match! I feel emotional. Dude. Ada quit. Next match, I guess. Let's put that in the chat. Next match, I guess. It's so awkward. So awkward. So with DCs before the match starts. On to the next match, I guess. But yeah, so warning, if you just have to play Persona Q games are very different because they're based off Etrian Odyssey. Etrian Odyssey is another Atlas property, and those are 100% more old school RPGs, so they're way different. Yeah, making me emotional. The closest I've ever gotten emotional at a video game is Yakuza 7, where I almost cried. Where I almost cried. I almost cried, but then I got pissed. But what being pissed was also kind of intentional by the game, so it's not a bad thing. People think it's a bad thing when I say that. No, that's a good thing. It's the fact that I almost cried out because of 7. That is the closest I've come to getting so emotional with a game. Like, that ending to 7 just nearly made me cry. So yeah, Persona Q1 and 2, you can play them. I wouldn't recommend 1, though, because that's just me. I don't like Q1. Many people do like Q1, but I hate Q1. It's my most disliked Persona game. Q2, I do like. I think it made many improvements. But like I said, those are optional because the characters don't remember what happened. So it's just if you want some fan service of the characters interact with each other and having fun. If you want that, then you can play the Q games. What is still canon is also the dancing games. Yes, there are also rhythm game spin-offs. Persona 4 dancing, Persona 3 dancing, Persona 5 dancing. 3 and 5 dancing are optional since it ends with memory wipe. 4 dancing does not and is also canon because practically everything in Persona is canon. Canonicity is kind of a joke in Persona. There are so little things that are not canon in Persona. Also, there's a question. I mentioned the Snow Queen quest. Did you actually do the Snow Queen quest in P1? Or did you just do the Sebek route? Which a lot of people just only end up doing the Sebek route. Yes, there are rhythm. Yes, there are rhythm games. On the same night Persona 5 was revealed, they revealed a Persona 4 dancing and Persona Q. Persona 4 dancing was originally a Vita only game, but it got released on PS4, but in a weird way. So, see, on Xbox you can't play it, and it's very weird how they released it. Like, they released it in a way where you have to buy a specific bundle in order to play it. But it's only on Vita and PS4. Persona 3 and 5 dancing, both came out. I did a Snow Queen quest. Good. Both came out on the same day at full price, and they certainly were not worth full price. They felt like scam. People felt like they got scammed. Imagine not playing dancing games. Armando, I play at the Hatsune Miku games. I play rhythm games. Don't give me that. I know you're saying I'll play the dancing games, but bro, you can't make me. Listen, man, I have a limit, and my limit is the dancing games. Especially since 3 and 5 also have very divisive soundtracks for the rhythm games. Like, many people despise the remixes, and Persona 5 has the tragedy of the fact that its roster of songs was only based around vanilla P5. So because of that, P5 dancing essentially has a very limited and very repetitive list of songs. So it can piss the hell out of you when it comes to Persona 5 dancing. Because Persona 5 dancing came out before Strikers and Royal. And Royal and Strikers have banger songs, they're just not dancing. So it's very limited on what that game could use. Why am I chasing around Leon near Killer Shack?
You're merely postponing the inevitable.
I just let Leon be at this point. Or not. That's my second weapon. That way didn't count. How's that? No balance.
Poor performance indeed.
Like this. Because aside from spin-offs I mentioned, there's not really anything. Why did I face the window? Why did I face the window? Why did I face the window? And of all places to face, I faced the window like an idiot.
You disappoint me. Is that the best you've got?
Okay, Leon up now.
7 minutes is all I can spare.
Got that hook. I need more information to badly make up for everything I just wasted. But yeah, you still have the answer to go through when it comes to P3. Now you may be questioning, if the MC's dead, who's the protagonist of the answer? Keep that question in your mind. Without Makoto Yuki, who is the hero of the answer? I guess just can't hit underneath hook. And I smacked up session. Whoops. What makes you say that? What makes you say Aegis? Also, find it interesting you used her Japanese name Aegis rather than the English name Aegis. Gotcha. She seemed the most competent teammate. Wow. Just throwing everyone under the bus. So really doubt it would be a car. Felita trying to be that person. Sleep there just in case. I literally just left. Goddamn! I knew I heard someone there. Get Leon real quick. This ace really? That's conspicuous action, my dude. No way you have borrowed time anymore.
Too bad you won't make it much further.
What is people doing waiting here? Get lost already. Now you're starting a bit because you want to know who's the protagonist.
Do you actually think you could defeat me?
Ace still on the ground, so where'd he go? God damn you, Leon. I know Ace is probably gonna go for a save right now. He is not. I am surprised. It's how you want this hook. So yeah, as for your feeling that you don't feel like anything can top the end of P3, that's how many people feel about P5 actually. They feel like nothing can actually top P5. Like there are people who legitimately don't even want Persona 6 because they feel like P5 can't be topped, and it's like, goddamn, P6 isn't even real. And y'all already feel like P5, no, they can top P5. God damn. Are you kidding me? I was so robbed there. I just got life. Gotcha. Oh, it's right here. And the other A's gonna get Leon. Leave him to his fate. Leave him to his fate. And just left. Smart move. Oh, I can't find a glyph in time. You just despawn. Oh well. Oh well. Is the chat? Had maps, see how nice. Question is, now that you're also doing Fez, will you actually will you end up replaying the entirety of Persona 3 this time with the Persona 3 Portable just to play as the Femme MC? Because the female MC named Katone, actually, she reacts to things differently, and she actually has her own unique social links. Such as, hey, did you ever want to do a social link with the boys in the party? The female MC can have a social link with the boys, including Junpei, while the male MC cannot for some reason. No one knows why this still a thing to this day. Why the male MC can't have a social with the boys. Well, the boys in the party. This also leads to two very divisive things about the female MC. One of which I won't say, even though it's optional, but I won't say because technically still a spoiler for her route. The other one is controversial in a case of, God damn it, Atlas, why would you greenlight that? Hey, so you know how in Persona 3, 4, and 5 you can date people? Someone thought it'd be a good idea to allow the female MC to date Ken. And mind you, Ken's like 11 and the female MC is like 17 at best. It is the most infamous thing about Persona 3 Portable that people still talk about to this day. It's like, why would you let the player do that? Why would you make that an option? Granted, it is optional, but why would you make it an option? Why is it only a 10 or 11-year-old? Like I said, it's optional because here's the thing. When it comes to the male MC, you have to date the girls, but the female MC doesn't have to date anyone. You can say no. Yeah, no, you're right. Guess what? I was trying to lead you off by saying, what makes you think it'd be Aegis? Yeah, no, it was called I Know the Answer. So I'll pretend like, what? Why? Why is that? No. Goth twin. That's the first time I've seen anyone ever refer to Metis as her goth twin. That is a new one. But yes, now that you put Persona 3 Fest, you have now officially seen the Atlas re-release formula, where they will re-release the game, add in a quote-unquote new waifu, and the whole new story arc. Atlas has done this for many games, even non-Persona games. Get back here, Laurie Strode. No balance. He waited around anyway. Interesting strategy. See that what else pays off? Oh, interesting, Lori. Didn't pay off that well. At least he tried. Not coming from this side. I ain't going to that pallet. What's up? Oh, nice bait. Nice one, Ace. Oh, blast mine too. Gonna go for a save while we're at it. Oh, good opportunity for a save. Guess he was too far away by that point. Oh, here's a question. How'd you feel about Tartarus? Because Tartarus is also divisive amongst Persona fans. FM might as well play it while I'm here. You're hooked. Atlas has got you. You're hooked. Yeah, how do you feel about Tartarus? So it's very divisive. It's amazing how Ace's breathing is what led me to find them, not from actual any moaning sounds or anything. Ooh, that hate. Easy farm zone. I've seen people, many people hate Tartarus and think it's too simple and boring. I think it's fine. I like it. I know. I like Tartarus. P3 Portable adds in a new aspect where there will be people who will get drawn into Tartarus who you have to look for and save. And two of those people are social links, and you don't save them in time, then their social links are just flat out removed entirely from the game. Speaking of social links, also, how'd you feel about the reverse and break? So, the reverse link and broken link mechanics. Which are, if you avoid a social link too much or piss them off, their social link will reverse. However, if you flat out do something horrible to them, such as cheat on a girl and tell her the relationship's over, the social link will break, which means you have to start back. The social link will be unavailable for the rest of the game. This is a mechanic that is still in P4, but only two social links can reverse and break in P4, and in P5 it's just not there. Oh, huh? Yes, if you ignore a social link too long in P3, or pick like jerk answers, they will reverse, which means you will get no benefit from a social link until you fix it. If you date more than one girl and you're caught cheating, one girl will reverse. But if you tell her the relationship is through, the social link will break, which means you lose all benefits for that social link for the rest of the game. For most people, they generally won't see it, but it is a thing only in Persona 3. Persona 5 actually planned to have that as a mechanic, but for whatever reason, they just didn't do it. There's actually there's a lot of unused content for P5 still on the disc. So there's actually unused dialogue of what a reverse social link would have been like. It's the idea that they don't think Joker really cares about what the person is about, and you have to answer a question. You got the question wrong, then the social link reverses. Or in P5 would have been called doubt. Hi, Maurice. But yeah, for P4, only two social links are able to reverse and or break, and it's obvious which answers not to pick for those. Also, in P4, you can date multiple girls with no real repercussion. There is a repercussion of sorts, but it's don't really count as actual repercussion in that game. It's more of a, it tries to make you feel guilty about doing it than actually really being any actual punishment. Watch it, David. I'm surprised Ace didn't body block the hook. Yui's here too. Why run? Why hold W? I want a straight line Yui, please. So I expect the up. I don't get the up. Get the save. I'm going back to that hook. Hi, fellas. How you doing?
I'm tired of wasting my time.
Ooh, where'd David go? Dave was just here. Oh, he is here. Oh, I bumped into the paladin instead. Good for him. David's got adrenaline. Good to know. I mean, pointless to know now because it's already too late. Best to go after David again. Since he's already fully infected, he ran to a dead end. Damn it, David. I missed that.
I expected more from you. You will not
We got the other door.
see the dawn.
Or at least close to it by now. Yep, they got the other door. And they left. Smart on them. Also, starting the answer, you're going to notice some changes, such as the answer has no social links. It also has no persona compendium. Meaning, be very careful what personas you fuse away. Good luck next match. Oh. Nice team. Now the question, here's another question. How did you feel about the dynamic of the party starting off as clearly not friends and then slowly becoming friends over the course of the game? That is also a divisive point with P3. Remember, some people don't like the fact that the party members aren't actually friends until toward the end of the game. Because come P4 and P5, those characters are going to be your friends fast, which many people like. Some don't like it because it makes it feel like the characters basically, they're basically way too, they like you way too much, and right off the bat, some people don't like that because it feels like the characters are basically just like they're the main character, so I can't be mean to them. Which is also why some people don't like you mentioned, you like Yukari. Some people don't like Junpei because of his whole entire thing where he's like, I want to be the leader, and he's basically jealous of you. It was funny and interesting. That reminds me, did you also see the FES exclusive videotapes? Which is at the point of the game, Mitsuru will tell you that the computer in the dorm is on the fritz, and after every arc, there will be a new videotape of the characters of the party doing something in their room, and it's just a goofy video of each character doing something that was added in Fest. Yeah, come P4 and P5, the characters are friends, more so friends right off the bat. Which for some people they like that, get their interaction right off the bat. Exclusive Fest, the videotapes where the characters being silly, like Ken drinking milk, or Akihiko reading a pun book, or Yukari putting on the maid outfit, those videotapes were added in Fest. Vanilla P3 did not have those. It's not a thing that I should tell you now before it's too late. For Persona 4, Persona 5, the new story content is missable. There is a specific social link you must do in those games in order to unlock the new story. Otherwise, you're basically just getting the vanilla story. What is this person doing? So for Persona 4, you will want to do the Marie social link. For Persona 5, you will want to do the Maruki social link. The game will make it very obvious that these people are super important, but do their social links to unlock the extra story. That's all I will say. There are people who played through P5R as their first Persona game and missed these social links and had to redo the entire game in order to get the extra story. For some people, hanging out with them feels natural. For some people like me, it feels incredibly forced. And it feels weird how the extra story that those versions are advertised with are entirely optional. Really? Dead hard through that. Never that pause. Never that pause. Screw me over. I'm wasting way too much time on one person. Screw it, he's right here. Oh, did I miss that?
You disappoint me. Is that the best you got?
Another thing about Persona 3 that I remember, there is a TV show you can watch in the P3 game that will actually have interview bits from characters from Persona 1 and 2. Those are not canon. Those were added via localization. Just like how the MMO you play, called Innocent Sin Online, was added in the localization. It was originally a reference to a different SMT spinoff, but was changed to Innocent Sin, which they also don't feel like you would understand what Innocent Sin was. But hey, they took their shot. Because mind you, the Innocent Sin PSP version, which actually got localized, it didn't actually come out until like 2011. Also, speaking of things that are Japan only, you want to know this big shocking thing that's Japan only? So, the entire franchise is referred to as, well, by Atlas and fans, Megaten. Megaten being short for Megami Tensei, which is the first game in the franchise, which is based off the book Digital Digital Double Story, Megami Tensei. Freaking... One, this game never got localized, which makes sense because it was a game made via, with essentially a deal with an author, so it makes sense. However, you know how the franchise also referred to as the SMT franchise? Would you believe me if I said SMT 1 only ever got officially released in the West once, and it was on iOS in an outdated version of the freaking iOS system? The first SMT game was only released on the freaking iPhone in an outdated version that you can't play anymore. SMT2 never got localized. They focused on they started most of SMT3 Nocturne. But the first SMT games, completely unplayable in the West, unless you use a fan translation. How's that for Japan-only things being weird? And to make it weirder, Persona 1 barely ever actually got a re-release. However, SMT 1, 2, and IF, which are all Super Nintendo games, are on the Nintendo Switch Online, but Japan only, because they never localized 2 and IF. And to make it weirder, SMT IF is the SMT game that basically inspired Persona, specifically inspired the high school setting of Persona, also the Persona mechanic, and never got localized. Also, IF sucks. 1 and 2, pretty damn good. 1 and 2 got many different versions, but once again, those versions never got localized. They're Japan only. Also, despite popular belief, Persona 4 Golden is not the first Persona game to come to PC. Persona 1 actually came to PC in 1991, and say it with me, Japan only. Even Atlas West doesn't know this because they advertised P4G as the first Persona game on PC, and it's like, no, P1 was the first Persona game on PC. What are you talking about? And to be a swift kick in the dick, Atlas also freaking... So recently the anniversary of SMT2 happened, and rather than celebrate that, the official Atlas West Twitter account instead celebrated the freaking anniversary of the iOS version of SMT1. You know, the version you can't play anymore. They celebrated a dead version of SMT1 rather than celebrate SMT2. And I got stuck on a tree. Damn you, nature. I want to do a charm. Nice. Ooh. Chat. Claim my reward and stuff. What new Tom challenge do I got to work with? Okay. What new challenge I'm working with? But yeah, the history of releasing SMT games is very weird. In fact, I think the first SMT game released was Last Bible on the Game Boy Color, but I think they changed the name to something else in the West. Oh, yeah, they called it Revelations of Demon Slayer, because they were originally going to call SMT games in the West the Revelation series, but they stopped doing that around when Persona 2 Eternal Punishment came out. So Persona 1 in the original English, the English PS1 version of Persona 1 is called Revelations Persona. Why Revelations? I kid you not, because the localizers thought the word Revelation sounded cool. These are some very weird developers. It's also weird how in an interview, when they talked about localizing SMT1 for iOS, they mentioned how SMT's localization went smoothly because they realized many terms they use for other SMT games were used in SMT1. Yes, because those terms came from SMT1. Like, yes, those terms are natural for SMT1 because they came from SMT1. Also, despite the naming in the West of the spin-offs all being called Shin Megami Tensei, they're all part of the same franchise, but it's only in the West where they were called Shin Megami Tensei. I'm sorry, it's up. Only in the West is it called Shin Megami Tensei Persona 3, Shin Megami Tensei Persona 4, Shin Megami Tensei Double Survivor. The SMT name was not used in Japan unless it was a mainline title. And the mainline titles are SMT 1, 2, if 9, 3, 4, 4 Apocalypse, or Final in Japan, and 5. Oh, I almost forgot Strange Journey. Strange Journey / Strange Journey Redux, or Deep Strange Journey in Japan. And people still find that name Deep Strange Journey very weird, but it's whatever. It's like Persona 4 Gold in Japan, it's called Persona 4 The Golden. Persona 5 Royal in Japan, it's called Persona 5 The Royal. Naming is very weird. Oh, Dwight, you're messing up? Oh, never mind. You make your comeback. Good on you, Dwight. Damn it. What are you doing there, Dwight? Get you up. Skirt chuck right there. Good for me. There you go, Nancy. What's the plan here? I thought we just had the double bump pain for a second. I say Ace, that's freaking Ash. What's wrong with me? Oh, not a fool, this Ash. Nice. That mine's a fool. Ran a straight line.
7 minutes is all I can spare to play with you.
Oh, we're SMT things. Oh yeah, you also had the giant horrible joke that was the Persona 25th anniversary.
Disappoint me.
Where Atlas basically kept giving teaser after teaser after teaser after teaser for stuff without actually really announcing much or anything. And it was such a weird thing. Ooh, you thought you could window me. Nice try, Nancy. Nope. Jeff. Jeff, what are you doing? And the DCs begin.
Just getting started.
Pick up Dwight, and that's gonna be a bad idea. Screw it, nothing's gonna do. Get over here, Dwight. Wow! Wow, that is unlucky spawn placement. It's hilarious, unlucky spawn placement. Oh, so I forgot. Most important tip I can give for the answer: use Menace. Just use Menace. For the love of everything, use Menace. That's all I will say. If you think about not using Menace, you should think, use Menace. Put it in your party. Then, weird final thing for Dwight just saying that I'm so lucky. I was lucky. Still got 3 more of those vials. Nice. I just realized my blood points was over 2 million. Dang it. I have to actually use the blood web. Let's see, I can talk about everything else I can really mention now. Stuff, oh, here's a question I thought I could think of now. What's that for? I've never seen that offer in my life. Oh my god. Here's a question I can think of. So how do you feel about the P3 cast getting their ultimate personas via the plot, as opposed to P1 and P2s, where the ultimate personas were literally optional to get, and you could just entirely miss them? Because I've seen people have issues with characters getting their personas via the plot as well. Some people like it, some people don't like it, prefer it to be optional. I prefer how P3 does it, where it's completely mandatory. If you're going to remove the thing where all the characters can equip multiple personas, you can at least keep the aspect where the characters freaking get their personas through the plot. Because otherwise that'd just be weird. This is just a full-on squad. I just wonder what the SA stands for. Fang, what are you doing? Ooh, tree. Why is that? It's good. It helped build up the climax. That's how I feel, but some people prefer it to be optional. They feel like if it's optional, then it's quote-unquote a better reward. But I'm like, I'd rather just be with the plot. Because then it feels more special with the plot, rather than just being some reward you get. Especially since it helps the character growth. Thing, alright. Damn, why's it gotta be the obsession there? What? I slid off of that. Why did I end up bound teching that? That's about it's slide tech. What am I talking about? I should stop bottom of shack. Otherwise that's gonna happen. Oh, so I just saw someone here. Guess I did. Got Ada. Got the second smack. Ada's bad with that flashlight, my god. Of course, dead hard over the pallet. How dare blast mine. How did I hear the bottom of all things? That actually counted, my goodness. I could have sworn I heard someone injured and nothing. Yeah, nurse is calling dear prog, so it must have been nothing. Well, here's a question. Who was your favorite social link in Persona 3? Mine is Akinari, Sun Guy, aka the guy man you meet in the park. He's also one of my favorite characters in the Persona franchise as a whole. The mom and pop folks? Oh, the old couple. Yeah. But here's one that's more divisive. How'd you feel about Baby? Baby, I believe, is Temperance? He's the foreign exchange student. Obviously, by the fact that I'm emphasizing a French accent for the character. He's a French foreign exchange student. Who's generally, I want to say he's that divisive, but people tend to be mixed on him, but most people tend to not even know he exists. Because he's kind of one of those, really feels like hidden social links. So you probably might not be able to run into him. Man, they both are God damn it. I didn't even talk to him.
Poor
Okay,
performance.
their thing.
indeed.
Odd decision. Oh, we got this roadkill. Let's start with the ramp. There we go. That. And they activated that. Let's see what they're gonna do. Yabba dabba doo! Get the ace. I'll say what was so perfect. Basement was here, and basement is here. Perfect. Gotcha! Bro, I'm a kid get aced out. Fight that thing, got comeuppance, all that matters to me. Gotcha! Double comeuppance. You people don't even learn! My goodness. They're gonna get away because they're gonna crawl away, but god damn. Ada, what's wrong with you? I went to the wrong side. Whoops. Oh, well, I was already out. Unless. Let's got D-Struck or something.
I'll see you dead.
Yep. Wait, no D-strike? How do you, I guess flip-flop. Alright, D-strike ends. Right. Should have just left. Now's the news. Should have just left, crowd. Should have just left. Why did he run out? Why did he run out? Why did he just run out? GG's. Good luck next match, huh? These people did great. Made some mistakes at the end, weirdly enough, but did pretty great. Overcome. Deliverance. There's other days. Once opportunity, but repeating blast mine, sprint burst. Nope, so that is. Oh, it must have been the ace I dropped. That's why. It was ace that I dropped. That explains why you want to go down so fast. Too difficult challenge-wise. As there is another fun fact, there is also a so before Persona 4 anime was a thing, and the P3 movies and people anime, there was actually a Persona anime they made that was original that took place in the same world as P3 called Persona Trinity Souls. It's people's perception is mixed. I liked it overall, but I guess some people don't like it, especially the first half of it is very slower paced. It used to be considered canon to P3, but it got removed from canon and is now its own separate thing. Probably because it made some very dumb retcons that wouldn't make sense with the main Persona games. So it made its own separate thing. The dumb retcon in question, Persona Trinity Soul adds in the fact that a Persona user loses the ability to use their Persona when they around when they turn 20 years old, and have to use pills that slowly kill them in order to use their Persona. This is not only incredibly dumb, but it's also probably why they removed it from canon and made it its own separate thing. But it used to be considered canon at one point. It's a fine anime, though it's kind of hard to find since the only way to watch it now is basically via pirating. Because there ain't no longer a legal release. And while Atlas did re-air the anime, say it with me, they re-aired it for a 25th anniversary. Say it with me, they only aired it in Japan. Also, despite the P4 anime and P5 anime being localized, they never fully localized the Persona 3 movies. Only the second out of the 4 movies ever actually got officially picked up. The rest didn't, which is so weird. So those you also have to pirate your want to watch the P3 films. just so weird how they handle some things. It's to the point where people truly believe that any stupid thing someone makes up, people feel like will be a thing Alice would actually do. Like, there are people who believe a rumor that Persona 3 is getting a remake. There is no proof to this rumor, and people have been saying this for years, just throwing the idea out there. There's been no proof, and yet people still believe this will be a real thing. Other people are like, why would they release a remaster of Persona 3 Portable and then release a Persona 3 remake? To which people said, yeah, that's stupid, but it's Atlas. Of course you do something stupid. And it's like, guys, I know Atlas is very stupid, but there's a limit to her stupidity. Then again, I'm not gonna be that guy. So when it comes to Persona remasters, 4 and 5's remasters are pretty good. Like 3, 4, and 5 now in the remasters now run at 60 FPS and all that. Very nice stuff. However, 3's remaster got the short end of the stick. By that I mean 3's Persona 3 Portable's remaster was essentially just filtered through an AI upscaler, and not even like a particularly good one. So 3 Portable Remaster looks off in many places. Like, the elemental icons don't look right, the backgrounds don't look right, some of the artwork doesn't look right. And it's all because they freaking basically outsourced it to a company who decided to use AI upscaler. And it basically didn't come out so good. Hell, I've seen audio bugs. Like, the audio in the P3P remaster is compressed as all hell. But the PSP original was not like that. It's only in the remaster. Some people found a bug where the all-out attack artwork for Ken just turns green for some reason. And it's weird because Persona 4 Golden's remake, when it came to PC, that one was actually handled by Sega, since Atlas is owned by Sega. And Persona 5 Royals remaster was also handled by Sega, and Sega did a great job on them. But for some reason, for 3, they handled it off to a different company. Speaking of which, when 4 Gold came out on PC, they just shadow dropped it. People only knew about it beforehand because the info was leaked due to the Steam database. But they just randomly put P4G on PC and then were surprised at how amazing it did. Like, it sold like over 1 million copies in, like, I think it was like less than 2 months on PC alone. And then, for some reason, decided to release Persona 4 Ultimax remaster on consoles before Golden's remaster, and they eventually released Golden's remaster along with 3 and 5 remaster. But yeah, Alice is still very weird how they do things. Or the fact that they re-released...
I shall release Ouroboros.
They re-released Persona 4 Ultimax, the remaster, but they didn't include rollback netcode until an update in the summer of that year. Oh, hey, Joe, how you doing? What you doing, Joe? Ooh,
Are you
nice.
trying to make me angry?
What? Oh, Joe went this way. Yep, sorry, left. I think she'd be in there. Up those kids' footprints.
You actually think you could defeat me?
Oh, Sarzi, how'd you enjoy the counter system in P3 and the whole entire need to live stuff day by day aspect? And the social stats. Don't forget the social stats. Because you're going to be going through that through P4 and P5, with P5 being the longest Persona game. If you're going through the Royal Story content, it'll take you about 1 to 20 hours. And I have my issues when it comes to the counter system and the later Persona 4 and 5. Because 3 I felt did it well. Persona 4 and 3 did it well. 4 and 5 I feel like they put it in just because it worked in 3. Okay, don't be surprised. Let me feel organized, spaced out. Great, because we're going to be doing it again in 4 and again in 5. With 4 and 5, it's going to be even, the count's going to be even longer.
Too bad you won't make it much further.
No balance. Get you on this hook.
I'll see you dead.
Why is the freaking hill gotta be on this side? This thing's more annoying for me. Huh, I thought I just heard Ace. Oh, that's... No, that's Vittorio. What? God damn it, game. Wait a minute, think it, outspin me. Really, I didn't reach. Yeah, time frame for when the palette is active and freaking jumpable. My friend chose the worst time to start sending messages on Discord. Goddamn. How did I miss that twice? I gave in and just freaking M1'd him in the end. Hey, sup, Joe? Got Joe. Alright, you ready to jumping off, Joe? There's Kate. Okay, got life. God damn it, game. Got Kate. Yeah, get her one more time. And she got adrenaline, of course she does. Really, game? Don't give me that slam. Really, game? Really helping her out here. Okay, I want you to know Kate does not need your help more than she already has. We can drift dance all day, Kate. Time is clicking. Nobody Kate could left the spot. I don't see any red scratch marks. How did Kate get out? I was away for a literal second, but okay, game. Also, how'd Joe end up dying? Oh well. Oh, no messages from them. Oh well. And they're also on console. Oh, so that reminds me. I just remembered. So during 20th anniversary, Atlas actually did a poll asking people which Persona game they want remade the most. And the number one choice was actually a three-way tie. The number one choice was Persona 3 and the P2 duology. The number one choice fans had for a remake were a tie. So it does feel like there's a possibility that P3 could get a remake, but I think at that point they'd probably do P2 first. Also because P1 was the runner-up when it came to Most Wanted for a remake. So a top four were P3, P2 Innocent Sin, P2 Eternal Punishment as a three-way tie, and then immediately afterwards was Persona 1. And since Atlas says they actually listen to the surveys, that could be interesting considering the existence of SMT3 remaster. They say was because of the survey. Well, here's another question. Once you're done with Persona, do you feel like you'll go through any of the other SMT freaking spin-offs or even mainline? Granted, it's going to be a lot harder since, well, then again, you are presumably using an emulator for P1, P2s, and P3. But you have to go to possibly any other spin-offs. Because my favorite thing for the Mega 10 franchise is Devil Survivor, which is on the DS and 3DS. Preferably, you go for the 3DS version, which will be called Devil Survivor Overclocked. That one is a strategy RPG, and I feel like it is the best mix between mainline and how Persona does things. With Devil Survivor 2, in particular, actually having its own social link system. Both games use a 7-day system for essentially thinking like Persona's calendar, except it's one, every event you do takes up 30 minutes during the day, and also the fact that it's also like those. One of the things that does Devil Survivor 1 so much is because despite it being a 40-hour RPG with the 7-day system, there are variants to events. Like, there are many different events that can play out in those 7 days, depending on what choices you make. And that's not even including the fact that that game also has multiple ending routes, which also have their own freaking ending story. So on top of the different endings, you can also make it unique on how you got to that point. Which is why I feel it's the best game in the SMT franchise, and that's generally a pretty popular pick when it comes to how people feel it's the best Mega 10 game. Also, fun fact about that game, Overclock, the re-release of Devil Survivor 1, actually came out in America? No, it came out in the West before it came out in Japan, which is kind of a weird thing. That it came out here first before Japan. Another weirder spin-off thing that kind of gets out of flack and also bombed twice is Tokyo Mirage Sessions. Tokyo Mirage Sessions was announced during the Wii U era as a crossover between Shin Megami Tensei and Fire Emblem. I should honestly I'll see as I go. Alright. Tokyo Mirage Sessions was announced as a crossover between Shin Megami Tensei and Fire Emblem. And people were pissed off once they saw what the game was. Like, the original teaser trailer just showed characters from SMT and characters from Fire Emblem. And it just said SMT XFE. That was the trailer. That was a teaser. Then, once we saw what it actually was, it ended up being... I don't want to treat it like it's a bad thing, because the game's actually pretty good. But it's also another game that's also only on Wii U and Switch because Nintendo paid for it. But freaking ended up being a turn-based RPG that plays more like mainline SMT. but it was about the idol industry, which is what broke people's brains. People wanted something more gritty. In the case of SMT, or something that would play more like Devil Survivors as a strategy RPG, but instead you get one that plays more like a mainland SMT and is themed around the idol industry as a whole lot of J-pop. To say people were disappointed is an understatement. People still feel like they were lied to when they clearly were not. It is still SMT Cross Fire Emblem. In fact, it actually has a lot of Easter eggs, references, even the gameplay mechanics to Shin Megami Tensei, and also mechanics and characters from Fire Emblem. It's just the fact that this is what people expected. They expected a strategy RPG or something more gritty, but instead they got Token Raw Sessions, which, like I said, it's a good game. I don't like I don't like the story or the characters. Some people even try to say it's not SMT Crossfire Emblem, it's Persona Crossfire Emblem. That's totally because the game it's more simple, more comedy based, and more lighthearted. So it's not trying to be like a more serious plot like mainland SMT, or be this big narrative about the world like mainland SMT. It's just meant to be a more fun. I am on this goddamn map again. It's just meant to be a more fun RPG that was released on the Wii U. When it came out on the Wii U, it bombed in Japan and it bombed in the West. Then it came out on Switch, and it bombed even harder on the Switch. From what people try to say that the Switch fans buy games, that was the one game Switch fans apparently didn't want to buy. Like, I am baffled it sold less on the Switch. Like, they re-released it, they called it Token Raw Encore, added new stuff to it. Some nice new stuff. Not anything groundbreaking, but, you know, it's neat. And it bombed. Not only that, the game also has its own controversy surrounding it, specifically when it was localized. Let's just say this controversy is a goddamn mess.
Playtime is over.
To put it simply, in order to help it have a more mainstream appeal, they essentially altered the game's contents to a huge degree, to the point where they had, because the game, this Tournament Switch only has a Japanese voice cast. They got the Japanese VAs back to redub certain lines. That's how much they wanted to alter things. They then kept this altered version for Encore and made that altered version the basis for Encore, even in Japan. Which actually pissed off Japanese fans to the point Nintendo had to offer refunds because Japanese fans claimed that the game was quote-unquote false advertisement. Like, it was a mess what happened to that game. I remember Twitter trying to be like, you'll see Japan mad. It's like, nah, Japan was pissed AF. What you talking about? Japan was mad with how Nintendo was selling the altered version of the game rather than the original Japanese version with the new extra content. Like, granted, it makes sense because it's easier to just use the English version and then freaking just localize that one for Japan, since most of the dialogue is still the same. But god damn, did that turn into a bad show where people try to say if you cared about what they altered, then you never actually cared about the game, you're not a real fan. Well, apparently, you guys ain't real fans either because you didn't buy the game twice. Y'all didn't buy it on Wii U, y'all didn't buy it on the Switch. I bought the game twice. If buying the game apparently makes me a real fan, I'm probably a real fan than most of y'all. Another controversial release is, and this game is also on Xbox, is Soul Hackers 2. That game is very divisive, especially since it's supposed to be a sequel of sorts to the game Soul Hackers, which came out on the Sega Saturn and then later re-released on the Nintendo 3DS. But say Soul Hackers 2 is It's basically Soul Hackers in name only, because it basically does things very differently than the original Soul Hackers. I feel like it's the better game of the two, but some people feel like the Soul Hackers 2 was a quote-unquote betrayal of the original.
Too
No
bad.
dead hard.
Won't
Surprise.
make it much further.
I think those are the only games that are also on Xbox. Although if you want to go with OG Xbox, here's a deep cut. There is a Japan exclusive. There is a Japan exclusive, original Xbox exclusive SMT game. Earlier I mentioned a game called SMT 9. 9 was a deal that they made with Microsoft to essentially get. So Microsoft was desperate at the time to get Japanese developers to put their games on Xbox. So Atlas made SMT 9. It is a Japan-only, original Xbox-only SMT game, which makes it such a weird anomaly. It was supposed to be this game with a single-player and multiplayer mode, but the multiplayer mode got scrapped, and instead that mode became the MMO, SMT Imagine. But SMT 9 is such a weird, its existence such a weird beast. Like a Japan-only, original Xbox-only SMT game. Like just saying that feels so weird. And he's got life. I actually remember my policy, which is not try so hard to try and go after the obsession. I keep forgetting that.
Do you actually think you can defeat me?
How'd you do it, Ada? Alright, Adam, you want to get tunneled the F out? Okay. You playing this game. Surprise, really, you don't want to play no more? You were being incredibly bold earlier. Oh fuck! I got stopped by a freaking torch.
You disappoint me. Is that the best you've got?
Steve, I'm gonna try and help Ada. Oh, I heard Serena, but I guess not. Oh, but you're too busy being healed. Why would you run forward? Adam, what is with you? Getting you out of the game. Getting you out of the game. Zarina, what is wrong with you?
I'm tired.
Yes, when it comes to mobile games, every mainline Persona game has a mobile game. Persona 1 has one, 2 Innocent Sin has one, 2 Eternal Punishment has one, 3 has multiple, 5 has one, but P5X is the big one. So that's the one with production value, and that's also the one also being directly overseen by Atlas proper. But so far it's just scheduled to be Japan only. Whether or not it comes anywhere else, we don't know. In fact, Atlas was surprised that Western fans cared so much, and it's like, bruh, it's a freaking new entry in your most popular Persona game. Of course people would care. How y'all being surprised by this? I can definitely say this because they also have their own concerts where they also have announcements. And there was, so, in Persona 3, when you hear the rap songs, the raps are performed by a rapper named Lotus Juice. Lotus Juice is so in touch with the fan base that when one of the Persona concerts was happening, and these concerts are also live streamed, he, in the middle of the concert, grabbed the mic and said, "Hey, all you Western fans, I know you're watching. We appreciate you watching too." He called everyone the F out, and people felt both happy and weirded out that they knew that now they know. Oh, Japan knows you're watching. Like he knows you're watching the concert, because the concert is a thing where anyone can watch the concert as long as you just buy a ticket. So he called them out on stream, and people were like, "Oh, he knows." And it's like, "Yep, he knows." Alice knows that we're watching the concerts, looking for any Persona news. It's kind of funny in a way that really all this for head-on play. I need to stop double clicking immediately. Oh, septic agent. Oh, she faked it. Really,
You're
that mess.
merely postponing the inevitable.
Also, I'd say that also the most popular era of SMT games is the PS2 era. So that includes SMT Nocturne, which I think did come out on Xbox. I double checked that one. Which would be SMT Nocturne, which I'm pretty sure H2 has come on Xbox. I checked that. Digital Double Saga 1 and 2. There's another duology right there. Persona, of course, Persona 3 and 4 came on the PS2, and the Raito Kusunoha duology as well, which is a spin-off of the Double Summoner games, featuring the titular detective Raito Kusunoha, and the games are set in 1920s Japan. They are action RPGs, while Digital Double Slug is a turn-based RPG, but it uses mainline SMT3's press turn system. And also has the gimmick of the characters turn into demons. Rather using demons as party members, you are a demon in Digital Double Saga. Get over here, Steve. You will not escape. You will not let see the dawn. The gap is closing.
Is that all you have?
The gap is closing, Steve. What shall you do?
Hard performance.
Put you on this hook real quick. Just immediately dead. Let's go see what my challenge was. I remember all right, it's getting iridescent qualities and aspects of the match, right? Oh, new charm unlocked. Nice. Alright, GG's. See if any of them are Windows or Epic players. Nope. No messages. I'll make this one the last match. This one, last match. Some add-ons. Let's go. Last match time. Let's see. It'll be a good one. Match already found. Let's go. Got an interesting selection of people. I forgot so another thing to know. Man, that is so weird with this. But again, it's also just a Japan thing with the Xbox, and the fact that Xbox has Persona 3, 4, and 5 now, but they don't have, pretty sure, Arena Ultimax did not even come to Xbox, I believe. But then again, a lot of things just skip over Xbox, whether it be because they have exclusivity deals with Sony or Nintendo, or the companies just are very weird. Like Soul Hackers 2 came out on Xbox, but Arena Ultimax didn't. So 4 is now on Xbox, but Arena Ultimax didn't. Instead, well, I mean, it's weird because Persona 3, 4, and 5 got announced at a Microsoft conference, but that's because Microsoft paid Atlas money to be able to do that. In fact, Microsoft basically funded the advertising for Persona 3, 4, and 5's remaster. It's also why freaking you were able to see Persona 5 Royal advertisement at goddamn Times Square, New York. I took a picture of it. So it's weird seeing an advertisement for a Persona game on freaking signs in Times Square. That's the problem. So it made people scared that the remasters would only be on Xbox, but then Atlas started slowly revealing to be on other platforms too. In fact, the last one to be announced was Switch, but Atlas messed up and accidentally released a tweet revealing a Switch port before the Nintendo Direct could do it. It could actually do it. Until Direct had it as it was Tell Direct around that time that had it as the last surprise of surprise. So someone's coming to Switch, and they messed it up because the tweet went up first. Whoops. Good job, Atlas West. Also, despite being called Atlas West, because it used to be called Atlas USA, they're being called Atlas West. They're very much a U.S. first company and not a West as a whole first company, as they like to imply.
Is that all you have?
Alright, there, Tap. What you got for me? Oh, did I mess that up? Got Tap. Any Scourge looks nearby. Yes. So now I need to break those pallets. Screw breaking the pallets. Actually, no, yes, break the pallets. Dude, it's long gone. Goddamn. Good job on them. Completely lost them. Just in time for someone going for that hog. Got our token. Really? Sprint burst user, and you were perfectly saving it. Gotcha. Gotcha. Not sure what the plan was there. Get you on the hook.
Just getting started.
Scratch, let's go. Where's this? Good effort, Tap. Gotcha. That's still regressing. Alright, Jen just popped. Damn it. Gotcha.
Do you actually think you can defeat
That was a throw. Gotcha. You're on this hook. Alright, there's Reno. Make sure his plan was there. Could have at least save myself. Alright, she was on death loop.
Too bad you won't make it.
Nice, Surya. Nice save. Big hero. Ooh, nice dead hard. Alright, Zia, don't get mad at me.
Playtime is
Body block with a BT, fine. I'll just put you back on the hook. That's how you want to play it. This is calling prod. Come on, game. Nope, instead I got Kieran prod, okay? Oh, Dave just giving up. Oh, it's one way in the match, I guess.
You will not live to see the dawn.
That's one way to end things. They just completely give the F up. Got the challenge done, nice. You're at this age. It's both challenge. Yes. Ready then? Guess I'll just call it right there because I said that'd be the last match. Alright, that was very eventful stream. Very a lot of Persona talk, and I love gushing about Persona and Mega 10. Although Case gives the impression that Mega 10 as a whole is a favorite franchise, my actual favorite franchise is Zelda, but you wouldn't know that based on the fact that I barely talk about the actual Zelda franchise. I'm a weird person in that regard. By the way, I hope you stick with the answer because it, like I said, it will become important if you ever end up playing arena games, because the arena games will mention aspects from freaking Persona 3 the answer, which is why it's weird that Portable got remastered. It's not weird because, you know, the FemMC, so they want to include her for the anniversary, but it's still weird because the answer still has important plot. That reminds me, I forgot to mention a very important plot detail about Nyx that's not in the game. It's only told to you via a, once again, say it with me, Japan only book that they release. It's like it's essentially a book meant to answer questions about the franchise. And this Japan only book, oh my god, this is so weird. It's gonna sound so weird. This Japan only book says, and mind you, the games will never say this, Nyx is an alien. Nyx is an alien that collided with the Earth's moon and ended up basically assimilating with it. Which is why Nyx is the moon when you fought when we did the final boss, while the Ryoji, which was just the Avatar. Essentially, that also created shadows in mankind, where basically if the shadows overtake a person, aka if a person loses their will to live, the shadow will overtake them. Hence why you saw in P3, where several characters in the cutscenes will just turn to blobs. So it has to do with the idea of what Striga did, which is essentially create a nihilistic doomsday cult that would essentially break down people's will to live and embrace death, which freaking would then cause humanity to turn to shadows and cause the coming of Nyx. Hence why Nyx says if more people were like the party, then perhaps the fall could be prevented, because Nyx itself is not evil. Nyx is a completely neutral entity that is just doing what mankind wants. So if mankind's desire to die is higher than its desire to live, then that's why you had the final boss with Nyx, where Nyx tried to basically annihilate everything on the planet. But just the fact that Nyx is technically not a god or anything, it is an alien. It is an alien that is a part of the Earth's moon. Because the moon will symbolize death. It's such a weird thing. That reminds me. Did you end up getting the P3MC's Ultimate Persona? Because the Ultimate Persona for P3MC is the only optional one, but it is the one you see in the credits instead of Orpheus. The P3MC's Ultimate Persona is the Persona Messiah, which you get for completing the Judgment Arcana, aka the Nyx Annihilation Squad social link. That's automatic. The persona you're able to fuse requires you to fuse Orpheus to Thanatos, and it creates Messiah. And that is honestly my favorite persona design, my favorite persona in the entire franchise. I just think it's just a really cool persona. But it's also weird that that's the Ultimate Persona, and it's so nonchalantly tossed out, and you need to do an entire side quest chain with Elizabeth in order to be able to even fuse Thanatos and then fuse Messiah. Meanwhile, the persona you get for doing every social link in P3 in one playthrough, this only happens in P3 because P3 was not designed for you to be able to do every social link in one playthrough. It was just a coincidence Atlas noticed. So if you do every social link in one playthrough, you unlock Orpheus Telos, which is a recolor of Orpheus that is extremely busted. There is also an optional boss fight in P3 against Elizabeth. It can be done the first playthrough. I'm gonna put boss fight in quotation marks because it's you basically have to follow a guide in order to win. Because if you don't do if you break any of Elizabeth's unspoken rules, she will immediately one-shot you. It is a very weird fight. It's more of a puzzle than an actual boss fight. But it is a super boss of that game. Just like how in Eternal Punishment, the super boss of Eternal Punishment is fighting Philemon. Just like I've said before, but I'm just gonna say it again just in case. If you beat both routes of Eternal Punishment, both the Nanjo and Ellie route, then you will then unlock The freaking EX dungeon, which at the end of that, you will fight Philemon. So in case you ever have any sort of hatred, despising of Philemon, Alice is like, here, you gotta work out your aggression against him. And in case you're wondering, where did Philemon go after the Persona 2 games? He is technically in 3 and 4 via a blue butterfly, but that's about it. Alice confirmed that blue butterfly is supposed to be Philemon, except for P5 when a blue butterfly is somebody else. So in case you're wondering, where's Philemon? There you go. See a blue butterfly? That's Philemon. Which is weird that he's blue when he was originally a golden color in P1 to P2 duology. But details. I'm gonna wish you luck on your pathway through the answer because, like I said, that first half is rough. And I will say again, use Metis. In case you're thinking if there's a reason I'm emphasizing Metis, there is a reason, but I can't say that. Just use Metis. I mean, Metis is a good part member anyway. She has like all the elements. She has no weaknesses. She has the Orgia mode that Aegis used to have. I say she's pretty good. I say she's a pretty good party member. But she's definitely want to use Metis. Also, in case you didn't notice, did you see the original Persona 3 opening? Because in Fez, Golden, and Royal, they include the OG openings to their games. In P3 Fez, if you wait on the title screen after you see the Fez opening, then it will play the OG P3 opening, which is my favorite opening in the entire franchise. In Golden and Royal, you have to go through extra content menus in order to find the openings for the OG games. Also, one other thing to mention on Persona 4, Persona 5 Royal. Persona 4 Golden and 5 Royal also have different battle themes for those versions. You can hear the OG battle themes, but it requires you to not get Preemptive Strike, which is so weird. Because in P4, the battle theme is Reach Out to the Truth. In Golden, it's called it's a song called Dynamic History. In 5, it's Last Surprise, which became a big meme. And in Royal, it is a track takeover. Although in Royal, every DLC outfit has its own track. So if you felt like you like the P1 battle track, in 5 Royal, you can put on a P1 outfit, have the P1 battle track play. Did you like the Innocent Sim battle track? You can have that play. Although they don't have costumes for Eternal Punishment, sadly. And there's also other Mega Ten games. You like Catherine? Here's Catherine music. You like Rido? Here's Rido music. Like SMT4? Here's SMT4 music. You like Strange Journey Redux? Here's Strange Journey Redux music. You like P5 dancing? Here's P5 dancing music. You like P4 dancing? Here's P4 dancing music. It's pretty cool. Although it's tied to what outfit Joker wears. So even if you don't want the outfit, you need to wear the outfit for the music. P5 Strikers makes bonus songs DLC, but it's not tied to outfits. You can customize what the battle track playlist is, which I feel like is a much better alternative. And also that one also includes the Eternal Punishment battle theme. It also includes the Femme MC battle theme, because yes, Femme MC in 3 Portable has her own OST, so she has different music tracks. So her battle theme is called Wiping All Out. And it also includes, strangely enough, a remix of the vanilla P1 battle theme. Not the PSP1 Lone Prayer, the OG P1 battle theme got remixed for Strikers. It is so weird that they did that, but I appreciate it. That remix is a banger. Then again, P1's OST, the PS1 version's OST is like my favorite OST in the Persona games. It's just bangers. Okay, now I'll end the stream. Oh, it's on the end the stream. Am I done? I did the rambling. Makes me tend to play that other one. 3 Portable, it's like... Here's the thing, the main plot will be the same, but the way the characters talk to you, the way you talk to them, and you have different social links. Yes. It also got remastered, and it's also on Xbox. It's also on every modern platform. Though, currently... Aside from 60 FPS, there's not really much of a reason to play the remaster. Like, the remaster actually feels like a downgrade because of a whole bunch of issues with it. But yeah, it's on PSP. If you get Persona 3 Portable, there will be an option to play as a female main character, with her canon name being Katone Shiomi. She has different social links, like I mentioned. If you ever want to do a social link with Shinjiro, with Akihiko, with Junpei, with Ken, with Koromaru, she has a social link with them. She also has her own different social links for two exclusive ones that are only for her as well from the school. One with a tennis student, and one with this one girl who, swear to God, she's like one of the most tragic Persona characters in the history of Persona. Was how much bad things happen to her is tragic. The only other difference is in Portable, you can actually have full control of your party members, though the game's not balanced around it, so you're OP from the start. And you can't switch weapons. So the male MC only uses one-handed swords, and the female MC only uses glaives. Aside from that, you have different music, you have different interaction with the characters, because the character acts different. Like, I'd say it's worth a playthrough. I mean, like, mind you, I bought all these games. Like, I emulated them for the freaking Let's Plays for YouTube. When I played them myself, I bought all those games. I bought Persona 1, 2 Duology on the PlayStation TV, aka the Vita TV. I bought Persona 3 Fez and Vanilla 4 on the PS3. I played Vanilla P5 on PS4 and Royal on PS4. Freaking the only one I had to emulate was 2 PSP because, well, that one didn't come to the West. So of course I had to emulate that one for the fan translation, which I keep linking in all the Persona 2 videos. Well, in its replacement videos, keep linking to that fan translation. That fan translation was a long time coming. But yeah, FMMC, I say it's worth it. Some people don't, the people don't want to play the game both times. Also, the fact that Portable has a stigma where it's more of a visual novel because they couldn't put any of the actual 3D cutscenes or anime cutscenes. There's no anime cutscenes in Portable either. Instead, the cutscenes are told through a visual novel style, which for many is a turnoff. I can understand why, but I can take either or Fast or Portable. Though it's funny how people who never played Portable were like, it won't be an issue, and that's how people complain about Portable being a visual novel. It's like, no duh, you were literally told this. This isn't a secret. That Portable is only a visual novel. It also means some scenes had to be changed. Like the anime cutscene where the P3 hero is standing outside a toilet after he fight Nyx, where he's standing and everyone's looking at him crying. They had to make that into a visual novel cutscene. And it's honestly not as good because now you have everyone making this big crying speeches to you because they can't have the big quiet scene the anime cutscene gave you, where it was just everyone looking at you quietly and crying. Also, the Great Seal moment does not look nearly as good on the PSP, mostly because instead of going from taking hits to miss to block, instead you constantly take hits, but the text "you can't fall here" displays on screen instead. There is also one controversial change with the FemMC that I won't say what it is. I'll just say do Shinjiro social link. I'll just say we're gonna play the female MC. Do Shinjiro social link. Also, there is no new story arc for Portable. It's basically just a journey, and there is no the answer. Instead, it has an option where you can fight super bosses, super boss versions of the full moon opponents, and then you're able to fight a super boss that I won't say who they are because you don't know them yet. But let's just say it's a character from P4. Who's for some reason has become a super boss in 3 Portable. I don't know why, but they did that. But honestly, you have to go to the gauntlet that is fighting the super boss versions of the full moon bosses, and those can be kind of annoying. I also forgot, when I mentioned that Persona Q2 is a crossover between Persona 3, 4, and 5, I forgot they also included the Fem MC in that as well. So you have the P3 hero, the female P3 hero, the P4 hero, and the P5 hero all in the same game with Persona Q2. And mind you, Persona 3 Portable's Fem MC was always canon. It was just that Atlas labeled it as like her own separate, like, alternate continuity, which is also how Q2 treats it. Q2 treats it as she's basically just the P3 MC from an alternate world. Which is honestly, that makes the most sense. I love how they handle her dynamic. Where one, she has to talk because in the Q games, the MC in the spin-offs, the MCs talk, except for Joker. If you play Q1 and you pick the P4 side, the P3 hero talks. You pick the P3 side, the P4 hero talks. In PQ2, there's only one story side with Joker as the protagonist. He does not talk, but the P3 and P4 heroes will talk. Joker never talks in spin-offs because apparently Japan did not like the fact that Yu Narukami, who's a P4 hero, talked in spin-offs. And apparently Japan prefers it if the MCs are silent. Which is a cultural clash with the Western fan base, who loves it when the heroes talk. But Japan doesn't like it, so there's never a spin-off where Joker actually says more than a few lines. It's tragic. Tragic. Okay, now finally end the stream. Now finally done rambling. Either way, good day with going to the answer. And I'm so glad you were as hyped about the Great Seal moment as I was, and as Armando was. Because, by God, that's still my favorite moment of all Persona. By God, that's great. Alright, now end the stream. Good day.